this is a fishing rod tier list of all the fishing rods in Roblox Fish. Basically, I'm going to take into account the stats of every fishing rod, the amount and then the pegs that these fishing rods have, and then I'm going to evaluate them and tell you which ones are good and then which ones are bad. So enough talking, let's get into the video. Starting off with the rods at the starter area. So the first rod I'm going to put is the first rod. I'm not going to talk much about all these rods because I basically think they are not that good, and they also cost money. So grinding a lot of money to get any of these rods is a waste of time. They are literally better rods than this one, so don't waste your time to buy any of this. So flimsy rod also goes in here, lucky rod as well, carbon, rapid rod, and plastic rod. Hold on, I just made a mistake. Rapid rod is actually pretty good, so I'm going to remove it from the D tier real quick. So now let's head on to the C tier rods. So for the C tier, I'm going to put hunted rod at C tier, mainly because it's not really that bad and it's not that great either, and it is also free. And the next rod is going to be the magma rod. This rod is also free, just like the hunted rod. The only problem with this rod is the Leo speed, which is really bad. So if you're a beginner and you struggle with a mini game, you're going to have a problem with this rod. And then the last C tier is going to be the Fangal rod. This rod is pretty good, but the only downside is the max capacity. You cannot catch any kind of big fish with this kind of rod. So this really the effectiveness of this rod. So yeah, that's the reason why I put this rod at C tier. Now let's get to the B tier rods. Okay, so for the B tier rods, I'm going to have the Nocturnal rod, Fortune rod, and the Midas rod. The Nocturnal rod I think is really good because it is cheap and it gives you very good stats. For the Midas rod, it is not that cheap for any new beginner player. It is okay, I guess, and some of the stats are taken away, but it's okay, it's nothing crazy. But I don't think it beats the Nocturnal rod at all. And for the Fortune rod, I don't know if I should put it into A tier because of its lack, or still leave it in B tier. If it is in B tier, it is behind the Nocturnal rod for sure. Let me just leave it in B tier, yeah. So Fortune rod is B tier. So now for the A tier rods, I'm going to put in the magnet rod at around low A tier, mid A tier. Mainly because this rod is not too expensive as well, and it is really important rod. Basically, you need this rod to catch a lot of bait crates and to also grind money as a starter player. So this fish rod is really good. And the next rod I'm going to put in front of the magnet rod is going to be the refined rod. The refined rod, I'm going to say it's high A tier, like the highest, because it doesn't cost too much. Just that it takes a longer process to get, and the stats are really good. So it's a really great fishing rod to have. So if you can afford it, do get it. Okay, so I'm putting the Destiny rod a little bit behind the refined rod. I would say these two are interchangeable, but the reason why I put Destiny behind is because Destiny costs more than the refined rod, and it isn't really as great as the top tier rods like the mythical rod and the king's rod. I personally don't think it is that great for fishing, and the price too is insane. So I'm putting it behind the refined rod. For the next A tier is the rapid rod. So I'm basically going to put the rapid rod in front of the magnet rod. So this rod is really fast, and it isn't really costly. If you have a lot of cash and you're able to afford this rod, you actually know what I'm talking about. This rod is not bad at all. I think it deserves where it is right now. So let's move on to the next rod. For the S tier rods, these are rods that you can never go wrong with. If you get these rods, you are okay in the game. You don't really need any crazy stuff. So for the end of the S tier, I'm going to put the Trident rod. This rod is really good. The steps to get it are kind of stressful because you have to complete the Desolate Deep bestiary, but it is really good all around. It has like at least, I think, the highest luck in the game, and then it also pierces the fish, making it easy for you to cut the fish. That's a really good perk to have. And then I'm going to put the mythical rod also in S tier. It basically gives you a chance to get a mythical fish or a fish that has been mutated in some way. So this is really, really good. And for the next one too, I'm going to put King's Rod. King's Rod can exchange with a mythical rod, anyone you wish. King's Rod too has infinite capacity, which is really, really good. It can catch all fishes. You don't have any problem with this rod at all. And for its price range, I think it is actually worth it. And then also for the S tier, I'm going to put the steady rod right behind the King's Rod. This rod is really, really good. It has very good stats, high resilience, 100k max kg, and it is very, very cheap. I think it costs 7k. I don't know why this rod is that cheap and easy to get, but yeah, I recommend any new starter player to get this rod and use it. That's it for this list. If you think I missed any rod or there's any problem with this list, feel free to comment down in the comment section.